This is a peculiar history of Central African Republic. Mercenary armed forces who could easily overrun the national army and change government. The whole world must acknowledge this. Even with that, when the change of government took place, the ECAS community came in immediately, a Libreville, and introduced what they call the Libreville Accord, under which Michael Stoddard will relinquish power, conduct elections, which he will not participate. Out of the 54 or so African states, about 38, I think, I don't have the correct figure on my head, are signatories to the Rome Statute establishing the ICC in 2002 or 3. So, this we did consistent with the African Union Constitutive Act itself, which prohibits genocide, war against humanity, and crimes against humanity generally. Out of the 5 members of the United Nations Security Council, the 5 permanent members, the United States of America, France, the United Kingdom, Russia, and China, I think it's only the United Kingdom that is a signatory. I'm not sure of France, but I know Russia, United States, and China are not signatories. African leaders do this to demonstrate their commitment to fight impunity, to combat threats of genocide and crimes against humanity. And as I'm talking to you, all the 6 cases before the ICC are from Africa. Sudan, Libya, Mali, Kenya, and one other country.
As the year rolled by, attention was shifted to Mali as African leaders came up with what was expected to be a foolproof political solution to the Malian crisis. This Writings on the Wall tells of another title and the story of Malians to put a pen on its political future. Mali had risen to a highly symbolic moment, the first political transition since the rebellion over a year ago. The political roadmap was to include a transition program with July 28, 2013 fixed for the election and August 11 for a possible runoff. Some bookmakers had doubted the possibility of a credible poll in Mali, with pockets of violence in Kidal, Gao, and Timbuktu.
If one of the member states should find itself in some crisis, and a responsible citizen, former president of a component nation, which is who I am, and I get an invitation to lead a team to come and observe that things were being done properly, it would have been grossly remiss of me to say no, just because I fear that things might not go smoothly and that my safety would be at risk. No, I accepted the challenge to come to see it. Fortunately, I've been, and all the fears so far have evaporated. I'm looking ahead, and as I said, my fingers are crossed, hoping for the best.
That will be one of the main missions of the new president, and we hope that this election will be one step to peace, to reconciliation, and to all the process of developing the economy, providing healthcare and education to the whole population. So what is on the ground is that we already started during this transitional period to put in place services, and also we have the Commission for Dialogue and Reconciliation, which already started to have contact with the population in Gao, in Tombouctou, in Kidal, and also which started to work with different organizations. We are ready, and we hope that we'll quickly find ways to achieve peace, stable peace in Mali.
After a keenly contested election, Ibrahim Keita had emerged winner after a runoff with Soumaila Cisse. And the need to have a binding document to drive the future of Africans came to the fore amidst the depressing performance of Africa on the MDG score sheet, and this turned out to be the mid-round declaration that all African leaders must adhere strictly to the Human Rights Code.
The protocol of the Pan-African Parliament would be discussed during the January 2014 summit. At the last January 2013 summit, the heads of states and government deliberated on it. There was a lot of debate and contributions for and against these two sections, 8.1a and 8.2 of the amended protocol. And since there was no consensus between the heads of states and government as to the suitability of those two sections, it was decided that there should be further consultations between member states and heads of government, and that the matter be tabled at the next summit, which is the May, or which would have been the July summit. But because of the 50th anniversary of the formation of the OAU, which is now the AU, it was agreed that the summit of July be moved to be merged with the special summit that was proposed for May 25, the Africa Day, which is the anniversary day. So there'll be one summit. And that legal instruments that were for consideration at the July summit be deferred to the January 2014 summit. And on that basis, the Pan-African Parliament Protocol has been deferred to the January 2014 summit. And we don't see that as a setback. In fact, what it does for us is that it gives us additional time to be able to advocate and be able to present the position of the Pan-African Parliament on the amendments, and to be able to have more time to consult with our leaders, to reassure them and reassure various member states that this is not the creation of a legislature as we know it in the national parlance. It is not the creation of a parliament with full legislative powers. It is a step forward to enhance the functions of the Pan-African Parliament, to enable it begin to play a more active role in the governance architecture of the African Union, as this will help to create the legislative framework under which the integration of our continent can take place.
In the days that follow, the dreams of Africa's founding father came with a strong resonance as African leaders head to the 21st African Union Summit to mark the Golden Jubilee anniversary of the establishment of the then Organization of African Unity. And African leaders rose in unison to define what Africa should be in the next 50 years. This was to bequeath to the succeeding generation an African silent on guns, but loud on economic development, this turned out that these